storms hit like a hurricane literally in Montana, as well as North and South Dakota, as severe weather rolled through this past weekend with wind speeds up to 94 miles per hour reported. I found numerous severe storm reports on the Storm Reports page at NOAA's Storm Prediction Center website. Storms first formed in Montana and then moved into the Dakotas.
Break the storm window.
The first reports were of hail in Montana. The largest report of hail I could find was from near Petrolia Lake in central Montana for 3.5-inch hail, which lasted for about 15 minutes. That's almost as large as a softball. Once the severe storms had become stronger, the high wind reports started coming in. Of course, hurricane-force wind gusts are a much different thing than an actual hurricane with sustained winds at those speeds, but a lot of damage can be done with wind gusts of that magnitude. Near Miles City, an 81 miles per hour wind gust was reported as storms worked their way to the east. North Dakota had a wind gust of 91 miles per hour near Hettinger a couple of hours after the one in Miles City, and Harding County in South Dakota had a wind gust reach 84 miles per hour.
I think it's safe to
It also appears that a small tornado touched down in Montana for a short time early in the storm development. That report came in from about 11 miles NW of Roundup, Montana.
That was pretty scary.
The hailstorm that struck Montana that day was both sudden and severe. Residents of Yellowstone County, particularly around Billings and Laurel, were among the first to witness the storm's wrath. At approximately 5:05 p.m. local time, hailstones the size of quarters began to fall in Laurel, pelting rooftops, vehicles, and open fields with relentless force. The sound was deafening, a metallic symphony of ice against metal, glass, and earth. Meteorologists had been tracking a line of severe thunderstorms moving eastward across the state. The National Weather Service in Billings had issued warnings earlier in the day, but few anticipated the intensity of what was to come. Wind gusts reached up to 76 miles per hour near Wardens, snapping tree branches and toppling power lines. In Billings, gusts of 57 miles per hour were recorded, and the city's ASAW station reported sustained turbulence as the storm passed overhead. The hail varied in size and intensity across the region. In Broadview, pea-sized hail was reported, while areas closer to Shepherd and Lockwood experienced larger, more damaging stones.
There's glass.
Some residents described the hail as falling bullets, shattering car windshields and leaving pockmarks in siding and fences.
Brand new truck.
Emergency services were quickly overwhelmed with calls reporting property damage, minor injuries, and traffic accidents caused by slick roads and poor visibility. What made this storm particularly unusual was its timing and structure. Typically, Montana's summer storms develop in the late afternoon and dissipate by evening. However, this system lingered well into the night, fueled by a convergence of warm surface air and a cold upper-level trough. The result was a prolonged and widespread hail event that left a trail of destruction across central and eastern Montana. Farmers were among the hardest hit. Fields of young wheat and barley were shredded by the hail, with some crops flattened entirely. Livestock sought shelter under trees and barns, but not all were spared. In the aftermath, agricultural losses were estimated in the millions, prompting the state government to consider emergency relief measures. Despite the chaos, the community response was swift and heartening. Neighbors helped one another clear debris, patch broken windows, and check on the elderly. By the following morning, the skies had cleared, revealing a landscape transformed. Lawns were littered with leaves and ice, cars bore the scars of the storm, and the air carried the scent of wet earth and ozone. Cleanup crews fanned out across the region, assessing damage and beginning the long process of recovery. Meteorologists later confirmed that the June 17th hailstorm was one of the most intense to hit Montana in recent years. While no fatalities were reported, the storm served as a stark reminder of nature's unpredictability and the importance of preparedness in the face of extreme weather. A tornado was confirmed on the ground near Nisswa and Gull Lake, Minnesota, according to the National Weather Service, and a tornado passed in front of Fox Weather Storm Tracker Corey Gherkin in Lake Shore, Minnesota. A video recorded in North Mankato, Minnesota, showed a tornado touching down and spinning across a field on Monday.
Man, you can go back, man.
Another video recorded in Minnesota on Monday showed a dangerous storm barreling across St. Cloud with damaging wind gusts that were causing trees to bend and sway while torrential rain fell from the sky. Powerful thunderstorms and tornadoes were also reported in Nebraska on Monday. Photos shared by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office showed a massive twister spinning across the landscape near the community of Dickens. A mesmerizing video recorded in the area showed the tornado slowly moving across an open field while a rainbow stretched across the sky. That storm also produced 2.5-inch hail, which is about as large as a baseball. The Midwest is facing a prolonged stretch of severe weather through the middle of the week, with the forecast center warning of multiple intense thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes, very large hail, and significant flash flooding. The National Weather Service reports that a tornado touched down between Nicollet and North Mankato in the south of the state, and there was another confirmed tornado in the Brainerd Lakes area. The Brainerd Dispatch, meanwhile, is reporting extensive tree damage caused by a tornado in the Nisswa area on Monday afternoon, though it appears that properties have been spared and no injuries were reported. The severe weather that had been predicted for Monday afternoon ultimately came to fruition, sparking isolated supercells that wreaked havoc on parts of the state. Large hail was a threat for any town in the vicinity of a supercell, and the largest so far was in the Waconia area, where softball-sized hail was reported. The hail image below, shared by Matt Neubauer, wasn't quite softball-sized, but was more than big enough to cause destruction if it struck property or people. Kansas saw some strong winds from severe storms Monday night into Tuesday morning. The severe storms caused damage to buildings, cars, and trees. The winds also resulted in numerous power outages. In Wichita, around 4:22 a.m., Dwight D. Eisenhower reported a wind gust of 101 miles per hour. In Sedgwick County, Evergy reports just over 14,100 outages at 11:45 a.m. Across Evergy's coverage area, there are just over 16,500 outages reported. Statewide, 20,164 outages are reported according to Power Outage US. Evergy reports that crews are out this morning assessing damage and working to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Estimated restoration times are currently delayed while assessments continue. In Wichita, traffic lights were out or blinking red at several major intersections. A blinking red traffic light means come to a complete stop, similar to a stop sign. After stopping, proceed when it's safe and yielding the right-of-way to other vehicles. Wind damage was reported to Villa Boxing Club in the 2800 block of S. Roosevelt. A KSN News crew caught damage to the roof with pieces blown off. Damage was also reported at the Crestview County Club. The golf course was closed on Tuesday for cleanup ahead of the Wichita Open. Corn Ferry Tour spokesperson Tom Hearns said 80 miles per hour winds caused damage to the hospitality suites on holes 17 and 18. Other damages happened to vendor tents around the course. Trees were also damaged in the storm. A flash flood warning was issued for Sedgwick County through the morning as Doppler radar indicated between 1 and 3 inches of rain had fallen. The KSN Storm Track 3 Weather Center says there is a moderate risk of severe storms for Kansas on Tuesday. The hazards include large hail, tornadoes, and extreme winds. In the Twin Cities, a brief system dropped more than an inch of rain in a 15 to 20 minute period, temporarily overwhelming drainage systems to cause flooding on streets and some businesses. In Minneapolis, Rectangle Pizza and Ute Pills Brewing were forced to close due to flooding.